So today we're starting with a mech FPS, actually, called Scraps of the Machine. And it says, FPS mech action. Pilot a massive steel through a single-player campaign set in a desolate landscape. Target enemy armor or weapons to wear them down piece by piece. Find upgrades to improve your mech or change its loadout. And survive in a world of rust and decay. Discover, destroy, scavenge. Possibly not in that order, but, well, yeah, it's a chicken and egg situation. Which one's first? But anyway. So let's see what we've got here. So it has a general release window of this year. They actually added more stuff to the demo just yesterday? Huh. And the demo seems to have predated Next Fest, given that there was a demo update on the 11th of June. Let's look at the history here a little bit. The demo first became available on June 4th. Incidentally, that happened to be the same date that the big update for the the Autonomous Anarchy demo came down, which was the one that I played right before Next Fest started. Yeah, that was a pretty promising-looking indie top-down shooter that I'm excited about. And I think that did get some like bug fixes or something right after I played it. But anyway, so yeah, this demo dropped at the beginning of the month. There was one demo update issued before Next Fest. Another small update right at the beginning of Next Fest. And then this update just came in yesterday. Based on some of the feedback you've all been providing. Main focus is to fix many of the options menu bugs and issues. Oh, good. I'm sure I'll still find more, but I am known for scrutinizing menus, so this is actually pretty funny that they just addressed a bunch of menu issues. Hoping these problems are largely resolved. Most weapons have had their health increased, and the starting weapon, the MG558 machine gun, has also received an accuracy and slight damage increase to hopefully make it feel a touch more combat effective. I have been wondering exactly how easily destroyed your own equipment will be, so clearly they've been tuning that. Hard to do an optimization pass on the explosions and effects, hoping they will reduce some of the stuttering and other slowdown issues. I'm playing in Proton, so I can't make any promises there. Proton sometimes seems to yield extra stuttering that you wouldn't see in Windows, it seems like. But yeah, so the dev has been actively working to improve the demo, so that's good to see. Let's scroll down to the rest of the page. Pilot, okay, that's the same thing that we saw at the top of the page. I'm not going to read that again. Break them apart piece by piece. Target enemy weapons or armor and be rewarded with extra resources, or crush them quickly with overwhelming firepower. But be mindful, the enemy can do the same to you. Collect, resupply, and redeploy. Find upgrades to improve your mech or new weapons through multiple distinct levels. Spend the scrap on constructing weapons or upgrades to hull integrity, fuel capacity, or weapon heat control. I assume weapon heat control is basically, effectively, your magazine size, so to speak. Discovers desolate territory. Constant wars and power struggles have created monumental artificial factories which create endless waves of machines with no purpose and no clear directive. Trapped in a manufactured cycle of destruction, decay, and reassembly with no end in sight. What will it take to survive in such a place? Alright, let's look at our requirements. Pretty generic requirement there, although under recommended they say 8 to 12 core Intel or AMD, which is quite a ways up from quad-core. Memory minimum is listed as 8 gigs, but then recommended is 32. That's quite a spread. I mean, I have the game running in the background right now, and I'm at around, like, 10 gigabytes used of my total 16 in this system, and you gotta remember, not all of that is the game using it. 32 seems a bit over the top in terms of recommendation. Graphics, DirectX 11 compatible with 2 gigs of VRAM. They do suggest 8 gigs plus. And they say 16 gigs of available space. How big was this demo when I downloaded it? Because I don't think it was anywhere near that. The demo is 1.25 gigabytes, so the demo is not that big if you want to check it out. Alright, let's jump into the game then. I missed my chance to stop the music right at the change of the track. But yeah, this is one that does not retain sound when you Alt-Tab. Now this is another Unreal Engine game, as evidenced to me by when I Alt-Tab, it uses the Unreal logo for the game window. Let's go into options first. You can access these options via WASD, not by arrow keys, and naturally the gamepad also works. So I think I already did dial in the sensitivity in this was surprisingly high, given that this is a mech game. And I think in general, like, I feel like the mech part of this is kind of a coat of paint, the way that this handles. It handles, like, it's more of a mecha than a mech, I guess, you would say, in terms of, like, the maneuverability doesn't feel mech-like. It feels much more agile than that. Okay, you've got option to invert, aim type is either toggle or hold, I guess. Yeah, okay. You've got a field of view adjustment. I think scalability is your presets, basically. So I have everything on high right now. We'll see how that goes. GPU usage is pretty high, but it's not through the roof. There is a resolution scale thing. There is VSync. I don't see a maximum frame rate thing, so I'm curious. If I turn this on... First of all, will OBS have a bad time? No, it's fine. Although I haven't hit apply yet. No, it's still fine. Oh yeah, no, that definitely reduced GPU usage by like 25%. But it also makes it like visibly lag even in the menus, which is why I don't like using VSync. So we'll just deal with it and see how it goes. Having a frame rate limit, a target frame rate separate from VSync would be a very nice thing to have, especially given this is an Unreal Engine game. I don't know if it's UE4 or UE5 or what. I'm assuming it's not UE5, given that in my testing a couple of days ago, it didn't seem like it was, you know, struggling to render at a reasonable frame rate, at least. So we've got various volume sliders here, which is good. We don't seem to really have much in the way of music on the title screen, or if there was music, it ended and it's gone. I'm assuming there was a reason I lowered the music to 5 here. I don't remember what the defaults were, but I think I already played with these a bit. User interface is at 10, is at full, but it's relatively quiet on that front. And then on input, we've got our keyboard and gamepad inputs. So you've got left and right weapon inputs. You've got zoom in and out. You've got forward boost / side dash on shift. You've got jump or vertical boost on space. Both of these use fuel, which has to recharge over time. You can swap your left and right weapons with Q and E. Quick cooldown on R, as in this is basically your reload-like operation. Toggle headlights and view supply. I wonder if toggle headlights would be better off on, like, F. You know, it's basically a flashlight. Let's do that, maybe. I don't see anything else on F, so I think that's safe. Alright, let's start it. Oh, actually, no, let's look at the credits first. Thank you for playing. Developed by Kyle Harrison, Night Division Games, LLC. And yeah, I think Harrison was the name listed in the update. Music, One Man Symphony. Alright, we've got a few tracks by a couple of different artists, One Man Symphony and Zybor. I hope they're stream safe. I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, we've got intro, like, drawing sketch comic-like things. And then we've got briefing stuff. The Scrappers Guild, established 2183. The Guild is a large conglomerate that was formed to aid in the salvage and reclamation of Titan-class assault vessels and other war material after the end of the Third Cold War. While intended to be dissolved in the years after the salvage operations had concluded, the guild retained enough influence to remain in service thanks to its, that shouldn't have an apostrophe in it, substantial gains in military hardware, personnel, and raw materials. Yeah, it turns out if you don't make an effort to dismantle the things that shouldn't exist anymore, they're gonna keep existing. It currently continues to act as a freelance organization, repurposing aging mechanized platforms for a wide range of tasks, including security, military wet work, salvage, and territory disputes. The Artificial Zone. The Artificial Zone is a large swath of regions that have come under the control of 4 commander artificial intelligences. These AIs, again, probably shouldn't have an apostrophe, were part of a multi-nation effort to improve efficiencies in energy, mining, and manufacturing. However, after a series of ecological disasters, gee, I wonder why, following the widespread use of the AI's policies, the nations were forced to abandon the project and relocate to more habitable territories in a series of mass migrations. I feel like there could stand to be like a comma after policies there to like make the pacing of the sentence more clear. Despite reports that the AIs, shouldn't have an apostrophe, were disabled, it seems that instead they have been operating to their own devices. Left to their own devices? Performing deep mining operations, salvage work of old war relics, and repurposing materials into autonomous mechanized combat units. These units have been hostile towards all parties who have entered, leaving the guild to step in to assess and rectify the situation. That should be a comma, not a new sentence. This is not a full sentence the way it's structured. Primary assignment. Assignment 3239915-26. Scrapper, your primary task is the destruction and expulsion of all AI-controlled forces, probably should have a hyphen there, within the Artificial Zone. Specifically, the elimination of 4 central commander AI. Saxum, mining and salvage. Solace, energy and power generation. Muris, manufacturing and development, and Gladius, military and tactics. Well, he's going to be Sadius when we're done with him. You will need to acquire, or it, I shouldn't say him, I should say it. You will need to acquire additional scrap material and equipment procured on site and used at your own discretion. Assume all targets are hostile. It is of great importance that this AI threat is purged. It is of great importance that this AI threat be purged, I think would be proper grammar there, from this sector, and all antagonistic targets removed. Alright, and then you've got your begin assignment. So I'm wondering, like, is this supposed to be, like, setting the stage for the entire game, or is the game actually split into missions? I'm not sure. I can imagine it being split into missions. Wait, what is terminate? There's begin assignment, there's main menu, and does that just close the game? Yeah, it does. Okay. I don't know why you have a terminate button in the mission briefing. It's like, you know what, actually I don't want any. Get me out of here. Like, I would think that the main menu button would be enough there. Alright, so we're restarting the game now. I had to try the big red button that was there, come on. Alright, oh yeah, I suppose it's the same big red button that's here that's actually harder to read here, I feel like. Yeah, like here the red text is really bright and it gives you like this red background and everything, but in the main menu... Wait, why does this play again when I go to the main menu? And now I can't skip it? Or is it specifically because I skipped it before? Well, we're finding bugs just by using the menus. That's what I do. I can't skip it now. Like, pressing escape worked to skip it to go into the briefing menu from the main menu, but now we have to watch it to get back to the main menu? Wait, no, it just brought me back here. Hello? The main menu button doesn't work. The terminate button works better than the main menu button does. Okay, I'm gonna kill the game and restart it again. Wow, didn't expect that one. The main menu button within the, mission briefing menu is actually just an infinite loop. And it makes the cutscene unskippable. Did seriously nobody else try that? like, come on. Make sure the button to return to the main menu actually works. Seems like table stakes. Also, I will point out, I have no visible mouse cursor here. Pretty sure when I went into the options, I had a visible... no, now it's not visible. If I Alt-Tab out and back in, then it is visible. It's supposed to be visible. But it wasn't visible initially, so that's another thing to possibly look into. But okay, we're actually going to start. We're going to begin assignment. Ready to deploy. Why is yes in red? Before we had terminate in red for closing the entire game, but now yes, which actually starts the game, is in red. Oh, we got another comic book cutscene here. Were we intercepted? Is that what just happened? Yeah, it seems like it. Scavenge scrap to survive. Scrap repairs hull and weapon health. If a weapon has been destroyed, it cannot be repaired. Where do I see weapon health? I guess that's, the 65 and 130... Well, is that... Yeah, that's health. That's not ammo. Okay, yeah, now it's at 69. Nice. But yeah, like, you can turn very quickly in this game, which is not what I would expect for a mech game. Which, I mean, like, you can turn down the sensitivity a bunch to, like, try to simulate what you would expect out of mech games or 6 Degree of Freedom shooters where, like, they cap your turn speed. But, like, this basically feels like it's an FPS with a bunch of, like, mech chrome in the way of your field of vision. Jump and vertical boosters. Press to jump. I think that's supposed to say press space to jump? Oh, well, okay. The space is at the bottom. Press to jump, hold to use vertical boosters. Right. So, a quick tap gets you a regular jump. Boosting drains fuel, which slowly recharges when not in use or in the air. In other words, it doesn't drain when you're in the air. Alright, I can't quite get up there in one shot. So there's our boosters, and you can see the F in the middle for the fuel. Destroy and pilfer. Wait, what? Okay, it's like location-based tips over here, but they're a little bit sensitive sometimes. Break open scrap containers with weapons or by moving into them. I mean, I've been just moving into them anyway. Oh, look at that. And you can see the stuff in the top left that it got. System cores, gathered scrap, and deposited scrap. Yeah, I see. We're just running it over and bashing it open, basically, when I do that. Destroy and pilfer. Break open scrap containers with weapons or by... Wait, that's the same thing. Okay, this is what it was supposed to change to. Directional boosters and ramming. Use directional boosters to quickly move forward or dash to the side or backwards. Forward boosting can also be used to ram enemies or certain barriers. I see, the side is actually like a dash. Bonk. Okay, suddenly that door is open. Who needs to be Aragorn and dramatically open the two doors? Just bonk them and they disappear. Wait, what just happened there? That was interesting. Like, I specifically fell off the ledge first and then pressed space thinking that it would just, like, soften my fall, but I think it actually still triggered the jump sound. Yeah, that's exactly what it did. So it did nothing, but it still made the jump noise. So, like, if you're already in the air when you press space, it should probably immediately engage the boosters. Oh, that time I did it too early. I'm trying to, like, test boosting when I'm already in midair. That may or may not have worked. I'm kind of confused because I still heard the jump noise. Fight, destroy, scavenge. Break the enemy down piece by piece. Shoot enemy armor and weapons to destroy them and gain scrap. Enemies can target and destroy your weapons as well. Alright, well, we have pretty much recovered our weapon durability. You can see that the machine gun on the left arm is now at 115, and that seems like it's probably the max. I do kind of wish that the numbers feel a little unnecessarily hard to read because of the way that they're, like, implemented as outlines rather than just make it dark text on a light background. Just make it solid. It'll make, like, the gaps in the numbers easy to read. Because, like, the 8 on the 138 on the right is kind of just a blob. And then, it's also, like, really hard to read the text of, like, the weapon name. Okay, that's your zoom, which is actually a toggle right now. Was that that was the thing that was like aim toggle versus hold, right? Yeah, presumably. So if I change this to hold. Yep, that's exactly what that is. Okay. Since it's on middle click, I think toggle makes more sense. What else does this say? That just says the same thing, doesn't it? Yeah, I seem to just be, like, repeatedly tripping the point that spawns that message. Also, I should probably lower the sound effects volume. It seems like it's pretty loud. Wait, what was that? Press and hold the quick coolant button. Oh, that's your reload button. Which, like, I mean, I'm already fully cooled, so... Quick coolant will slowly regain from acquired scrap. Where does it actually show the quick coolant? Okay, it's the cyan circle above the fuel. It actually does say quick coolant in a font so small that an ant couldn't read it. So, like, I don't think you should make your HUD bigger, but I think you need to make your text bigger. So I'm assuming that the top left stuff is basically only showing when it increments, as in when I pick stuff up, but it's like a running total. Which way am I supposed to be going versus what options do I have? Also, oh, we have no map data. Okay, if you press tab, it actually does show the stuff at the top left. I guess, yeah, it just does it for like a set amount of time. Acquire new weapon schematics and system cores for upgrades. Right slot weapons. Use multiple weapons at a time to maximize firepower. Yeah, I got that. Is this actually going forward then? I wasn't really intending to go forward yet. Let's go over here first then. Okay, yeah, this is going backwards then. Oh, I missed a thing right there. Can I destroy these? Doesn't seem like it. Bunkers. Repair, resupply, and upgraded bunkers. If an equipped weapon is destroyed, it cannot be repaired and must be rebuilt with scrap. So that's part of your reason for acquiring scrap. Is that our bunker over there? It's very blue-green and hard to miss. Oh, okay. You just walk into it and boom, it just immediately reorients you. Oh, look at that. Alright, so we got weapon systems. Primary left slot, primary right slot, and swap. Okay, so you can swap the two things that are currently... Yep, sure enough. Okay. I seem to only have these as options right now. Oh, and you can see a whole bunch of info on the right. Which I am unwittingly partially blocking. So durability presumably has to do with, Wait, how is this only 35? When that's 138. I thought this thing maxes out at like 115. What I don't understand is why is there like a second bar? Or is that comparing to what's currently equipped in the slot? Maybe. I don't really understand the scrap cost either. But, like, is this comparing to what's currently... Oh, and you have reserve weapons. Interesting. But yeah, I kind of don't understand. Like, is this supposed to be just showing me what I have right now? Or... No, I guess not. Because this would be changing it. Oh, and that's also a machine gun, actually. Wait. These are different... Okay. What do I have on there right now? Because there's... Yeah, I have a machine gun like this on the... Okay. So this is showing the two guns that I don't currently have equipped. I did not realize that this is a different machine gun than what I had equipped right now, which changes as soon as you go into this menu, because this is what the current one looks like. This is what this one looks like, which is a different kind of gun. So that's a light machine gun. Not particularly effective, but cheap. That's why its durability is so much lower. So yes, it is comparing. The blue bars are what your current equipped weapon are like. And I guess, like, there's no... I don't know if there's, like, tiers of the same weapon or anything in terms of, like, you know, like, rarities or anything. In terms of, would there ever be... Would you ever find the same weapon with different stats than what's currently equipped? But it kind of seems like it's just... It is what it is. But yeah, I'll just stick with what we have in that case. Quick deploy, bunker map select. Oh, you can actually fast travel with these things. Quick deploy presumably gets us back to where we just were. You can also get to the options from here. You can also allegedly get to the main menu here, but I'm not going to test that in case it infinite loops us again. And you can also close the entire game from here. Yeah, let's just deploy where I just was. Fight enemies and build up your supply of scrap. Supply is in capital letter for some reason. Explore areas to find new weapons or cores for upgrades. An enemy over there? That's an enemy. Now, right now, we're right next to a bunker, so, like, we could regroup if we had to. Whoa! Yeah, that looked bad. And looks like it could potentially be punishing. But it really depends on how heavy the damage the enemies do is. System core added. Use cores to upgrade your mech. It said 3 in the top left. I didn't see anything about upgrades when we went to the bunker, though. Saw something blinking red over there. I don't trust that. What was that I just heard? Yeah, those are mines or something. Where's the other one? Got it, apparently. Ooh, what is that what was making the sound? Weapon schematic unlocked. S7L beam. Potent beam weapon with exceptional accuracy, but quick to generate high heat levels. So, presumably kind of like a sniper or a railgun or something. Feels like we gotta try that, though. Oh, we actually do have a map now, too. Holy crap. I'm not sure how useful the map is. Seems kind of confusing at first glance. I was gonna attempt to go back to the bunker, and clearly I went a different way. Here. Zoom in to get accurate shots at longer distances. Right, true. Alright, the problem is I'm freaking lost now. There's a whole bunch of little dots on the map. Like, is the square supposed to be where I am, or what? And also, where's the bunker relative to that? There it is, okay. Let's see if we can make this new weapon. Oh wait, core systems was a separate thing right there. What do we have here? Tuning, hull durability, weapon coolant systems, and fuel reserves. Okay. So each one requires one of these cores and then a certain amount of scrap. So weapon coolant systems will presumably make you not have to reload, you know, not have to hit the quick cool button as much. If we're gonna try the laser that builds up heat really fast, I should probably improve that. And let's do this too. I haven't really felt the need for more fuel reserves yet. Oh, and the cost goes up each time. At least the cost in scrap. I'm gonna go with this again. And now I've used all my cores. And now let's go to weapons. And I'm kind of inclined to replace the shotgun, because I'm mostly hitting things from further away. Let's try the beam. So the durability is not as high as the shotgun is. Wait, why is the damage worse? I guess because... I guess it's actually like a damage over time. It's not a railgun then. Yeah, the heat build... Wait, the heat buildup is less too, though. But I guess it's because it's like just a constant rate of fire. How is spread measured? Okay, so higher numbers, or rather lower numbers, are a higher meter value, as in less is better. You just have to get used to looking at it that way. So, I mean, yeah, we're comparing a beam, a precise beam to a shotgun, so it's kind of like swatting a fly with a Buick. We've got projectile count is going to be like, yeah, 1 instead of the number of shotgun pellets. And yeah, the fire rate is 1,100. I'm kind of confused, though, because why is that shown in red as if it's worse? So I kind of don't understand the red versus green decisions on some of these. Because, like, I feel like fire rate is sort of subjective as to whether higher or lower is better or worse. But just higher fire rate is always shown as worse for some reason with the color coding. We're going to try it, though. 350 scrap. Alright, now does that... What happened to my shotgun, though? I assumed that was going to get put in one of the reserve weapon slots, but no. I guess I just don't have those slots yet. So, did it just toss my shotgun? That seems unfortunate. I had a perfectly good shotgun. If I press escape, does that quick deploy? Yeah, it does. Okay. Alright, well now we can try the laser. Oh, hello. Someone else has a freaking laser. Wait a minute, is this a Souls-like? Did that guy respawn because I used the bunker? Hang on, we have to test this. I'm just gonna go in and out of the bunker immediately again. I kind of wish that you had to actually, like, interact with the bunker with a key rather than walk into it. Alright, let's see if that guy comes back again. Like, immediately. Yep. Yeah, this is a Souls-like, effectively. All the enemies come back as soon as you use a bunker. Alright, so the beam is 90 durability. I mean, it does mean I can pick up scrap again, too, apparently. Like, everything resets. Why is it like a delayed reaction? I'm specifically trying the laser here because I thought maybe it would... I figured maybe that's not really hit scan, even though it looks hit scan, but no, it just seems like there's always a, delay before the mines blow up. Also, I don't know how to feel about the fact that the zoom, like, you still see the HUD and everything. Like, it's functionally just, yeah, it's a zoom. It blows everything on the screen up. Like, I'm wondering if it should actually get rid of the HUD when you're zoomed in. There was one right next to me, apparently. That I totally didn't see. Well, they both blew up right on me. What else did I just hear? Weapon plating module. Increases durability. Interesting. Does that require a core, though? Should I not have spent all my cores? The map shows your last saved bunker location. Map data will be unavailable in new zones until a bunker with an... Oh, that is what unlocked the map. Check your current supply to see how much scrap you're carrying. That noise. Any scrap not deposited in a bunker will be lost. Okay. So anytime you visit a bunker, it deposits scrap. I can't believe we're playing first-person mech Zeliard. If you don't visit the bank, you lose your money. Oh, is that another bunk? Is that another bunker, or is that the same bunker? It can't be the same bunker. Right? I'm still trying to figure out where I am on the map, dude. Like, the map seems like it needs at least a little bit of, like, rather than just having bright dots everywhere, it seems like it needs a little bit more of a meaningful legend than that. Oh, here's modules. Okay. So we have a module slot. And we have all of these things available, apparently? We just saw weapon plating, but apparently we already have all of these. Marksman Optics increases fire rate of sniper-type weapons by 20% and increases zoom level. Interesting. Dash fuel filter decreases fuel cost of side dashes by 20%. Lateral boosters extends the distance of side dashes. Ballistic modulator decreases the amount of heat gained from machine gun, Gatling gun, and shotgun fire by 10%. Launcher modulated does the same for grenade launcher, rocket launcher, mortar, and cannon fire by 10%. I'm interested that we have mortar weapons, apparently, in this game. But, yeah, honestly, right now, weapon plating sounds like the most valuable module type to me. Wait. Oh, return is down there. Return is dangerously close to where the terminate button normally is. Alright, yeah, we don't have any more cores or anything, so just deposit the scrap and be done with it. But yeah, this feels like the kind of game that can kind of get you stuck in a bad situation if you, like, get royally beaten up and you lose your weapons, but then you don't have enough scrap to make new weapons. Like, are you just soft-locked and screwed then? They're reminding you that the directional boosters are, needed here. I wish those stood out a little bit more, but I appreciate that they blink at least. I am curious if there's anything... Okay, yeah, so now the square has moved, because that's where... So I'm assuming that the really small dot, like, near the south edge of that is us. I am curious that there... I saw those from far away that time, so I could actually deal with them. I'm curious what the bright spots are, though. Like, are they things that I seriously didn't find? Where is it? Oh, thank you. What else did I hear? don't know. The dots still seem exactly the same, so I still don't know where I am relative to the bunker. Like, there's no compass or anything either, so, like, I really have no way to get my bearings. Also, I do have to remember that, like... Alright, yeah, let's see if any of the dots on the map change when I pick those up. No, they're still there, so I don't really understand all that. I have to remember that all this stuff, like, respawns whenever I... At least in terms of the scrap. Whenever I use the bunker, so... But yeah, the map is kinda useless to me. I just saw something flicker. Also, I get that this is a mech game and all, but one thing that would be nice is having an option to turn off the screen shake, especially for landings. In case people have a bad time with it. Alright, well, let's continue on. Oh, we've got music now, so I guess we're in serious business territory. What was that? It's a serious mech. He's got a shotgun for sure. Oh, did I get him? New hull unlocked. Porcupine heavy hull. So that's what the serious business music was about. I'm not sure how I made it out of that without a scratch. Well, I mean, other than, yeah, I guess I got scrap when I, killed it, but... For the first time, I'm seeing something that isn't just kind of gray-brown. So that seems bad. Is that actually gonna launch me across? Wait, what did I just hear? Is there another mine? There is. I am slightly curious whether that big mech will respawn if I go back to a bunker. Alright, is this gonna launch me? It sure is. And here's another bunker. Here's hulls. So, huh. Interesting. A reinforced heavy hull with less mobility but increased durability. Effective at brawls of endurance. Yeah, so you can see it decrements a whole bunch of speed things. It also makes fuel cost higher for boosts. It adds 50 durability to the hull. But it's also going to cost me 500 scrap. The thing is, then it would cost me more scrap to make the other hull again, right? So... Like, I don't see any evidence that I can just, like... Well, actually, let me see here. Yeah, see, like that... I had a shotgun before, but it cost me more scrap to make the shotgun again, even though I already had it. But yeah, if you're gonna be fighting mechs at close range, it does seem like the shotgun is a better call than the laser. The laser is kind of a liability, because that was the one time I overheated. Alright, so now where am I? Yeah, so we're working our way north, apparently. That's a lot of scrap. I mean, can I just, like, repeatedly farm this scrap? Because that's a lot of scrap to gather and just go back here. Yeah, that immediately banked it all. Then I can go out here, and then I can get it again. So you can just farm a ton of scrap right here. That seems exploitable. Are we platforming, or... Can I actually get down? Is that ground? That doesn't look like ground, but there's a thing down there. Never mind. No, there isn't. Nothing. Can I land there? Like, I am very nervous about this area all of a sudden. This seems like it would have been the worst possible place to switch to the heavy hull, because all of a sudden you need maneuverability. So that seems like kind of a jerk move to tantalize you with that. Nope, I'm dead. So what happens if you die? Oh, I'm not dead. That's actually where we're going. Okay. It's headlight time. Oh god, I'm blind. Where am I going, dude? I can't see a damn thing. Oh, here we go. This is awkward. I just picked up a core. Okay. Oh, shit. Well, I'm down here now. Weapon schematic unlocked. GL-78. It's a grenade launcher. Arcing slow projectile, but high area of effect. Suppose we ought to try it, at least. So I suppose if we find another bunker, we can go all the way back up there again. This is kind of like, I can't believe it's not Luna Abyss, with the big cylinder that we just fell through. Yeah, there's a bunker. Thief, 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 thief. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that series. It's not really my kind of game. I prefer Doom. Doom, 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 Doom. So we just got another weapon, right? Should we try replacing the laser with a grenade launcher? I did farm a little bit of extra scrap before, so we can kind of do that. Yeah, so somehow reducing the fire rate from 1100 to 50 is considered an improvement. I still don't understand that. I realize I'm kind of blocking the bars, but I'm in a place where you can conveniently kind of see both the left and right numbers, at least. Yeah, let's try it. I just hate wasting scrap on it when, like, I have a weapon there. I wish I could keep that weapon, like, in the bunker or something so that I don't have to spend on it again. It's not like I'm destroying the weapon. Okay. Also, there is music here, but it's really, really quiet. We haven't found anything else in terms of modules or hulls, right? Actually, you know, I'm almost tempted to step out and back in again. I'm tempted to go back up and see if there's anything else I can find by dropping down again. Bunker map select. Oh, yeah, and here you... Oh, that's where we are now. Look at that. I am curious to try this again. I mean, that's literally smelter drop-off. Yeah, it sure is a drop-off. Plus, if I do this again, I can get more scrap. got it. I can't see a damn thing. Okay, yeah, that's where I landed that I got the weapon module, and if I didn't happen to be on that side, wouldn't have gotten it. Now, you can't look down all the way here. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any other ledges in there. Okay. I might as well bank more scrap again. This is fine. Suddenly, this feels like I can't believe it's not Titanfall 2. Bonk. Who's shooting me? You're shooting me. Knock it off. System core upgraded. Oh, yeah, I've got 2 more system cores now, so I could upgrade more stuff. Oh, he blew up. Alright. Oh, did I knock off a side or something there? That seems like I should be able to dash through it. It really doesn't stop for very long, though. Oh, I got too close. Apparently. Oh, there's another bunker in here. I might actually like to go back, though, and explore the other direction. No? You don't seem okay. Bonk. The explosions don't really look like explosions. I think that was one of the things they said they were working on the efficiency of, though. The performance of. Alright, I should probably upgrade stuff. Let's do another hull durability. And I'm very paranoid about the coolant systems. I haven't actually upgraded fuel reserves at all yet. At some point, I'm going to end up, like, movement locked or something. Okay, and that's what's at the top right, is, like, how many of these I've elected to do. Oh, wait, I wanted to switch back to the other location. I specifically went forward and back to avoid it jerking the FOV, and it still does it anyway. Alright, so what I want is... Okay, so we worked our way slightly northeast. I want to go back here. I can go grab more scrap here, why not? Gonna have to fight some stuff again. Let's try going the way that doesn't involve things that are on fire. Yeah, that knocked something off. I got both the arms. I was hoping it might drop actual tech, but it just creates more scrap, I guess. Ooh, there's stuff in there. This is where I wish the map were actually meaningful. But I have no idea how to read the map. Like, I don't think it even tells you where you are on it. There's another core. It's not going the way I want to go. That's what I was hearing. Wait, did I make him drop more scrap? I don't even know what part I broke off there. Okay. Is that a bottomless pit? Yeah, it seems like I probably don't want to fall in there. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't go that way. It's going to start belching fire the moment I get over here. Warning, high heat. I'm about to get yelled at by Christopher Mad Dog Russo. Is this where I was already? I think it is. I just totally neglected to pick these up. So I think I just went in a circle. Yeah, so now I would have to go through there again. But I would really like to know how the heck we get there. It's possible that we, by going around the long way, we get there or something. Anything else to do here? Because otherwise... I don't know if I want to go back through the fire. I guess it is the faster way to do it, though. Ow. Yeah, that didn't hurt me that much, I think. And here's the other bunker. Alright, so let's deposit stuff. And maybe I'll actually increase my fuel reserves this time. Have I unlocked any new stuff here? Not since last time. Alright, let's keep going. Wait. Where did this just put me? Oh, that is the same place. It just turned off the flashlight, so it feels like a completely different place. Another system core, okay. I don't know if I lose those if I get blown up. Like, should I deposit it here for safekeeping? It might not matter. Because it still stays in the top left. I moved my mouse as if to gesture in the top left. That doesn't work when I'm actually in first-person view. You refuse to turn back. You steal what I have unearthed. You have undone what I have made. You have left me no choice. You must be removed. We'll see who removes who. So yeah, we're supposed to fight the 4 AIs, right? And Saxum is one of them. Saxum? More like Sactum. Somebody has missiles. Oh, they're flying now. Yeah, I think they all blew up. I definitely took some hits there, though. Okay. It feels like you expect the explosions to be a bigger deal than they actually look like. Another system core. One of the things he dropped just disappeared. Those don't seem to take... Those don't seem to stick around very long. So that seems very ominous, but there was another direction to go back here. What's over this way? Oh dear. That seems like committing to something. That might be what we were seeing over there. Yeah, I think it is. Here was the door that I wanted to... I feel like this might take us to the door that I wanted to get to the other side of. Kind of inclined to deposit stuff. But I'll probably have to fight that big thing again if I do. Wait, let's grab this first. I don't think we found any other modules or anything. I do have 2 system cores, though. Do durability again. And since I've actually been jetting around a bit more, let's upgrade fuel reserves again. Have I found any new... No, I haven't. Wait, no. I don't actually want to do that. It didn't actually do it anyway. Okay, he still says the same thing now. Which way was which? This went to where the launcher is. Oh, in which case, the way where the big guy was actually the way towards, the sealed off thing. I hear 2 of them or just 1? Also, did I get launched into a pipe? Yeah, I guess so. Seems dangerous. Like, what am I supposed to even do from here? I kind of seem like I'm just stranded. Like, can I even get back from there? I doubt it. There's stuff down there that I don't understand how you could possibly get. This seems like a bad idea. Oh, okay, there's another thing over here. (1890) cannon. Repurposed tank cannon with impressive overall firepower but slow rate of fire. Alright, why does this look like I'm heading into a Dark Souls boss chamber or something? Like, do I really want to go that way right now? Probably not. That fog really just appears and disappears. I mean, there is more stuff up there. Oh, that says hazardous. Yeah. How do I get out of it? Ow. Cool, way to take damage for basically no reason. Okay, well that's dangerous. Wonder whether you gather any less scrap. Another what? Wait, AC-7. Okay, we've got another cannon. Explosive rounds with good accuracy, but relatively high heat generation. Yeah, so I assume this is the northeast corner of the map. Oh shit. Alright, we're safe. There's a whole lot of stuff here. Yeah, so this is the western part of the north section. But it sure seems like it doesn't draw you on the map. I feel like I should go back to a bunker right about now. And I doubt we're gonna get one inside of that room up there. So it's like I would have to go back across the whole chasm. Oh, I wasn't quite out of it. I need to wait for my fuel to regenerate. Am I going to be able to get back over there? Maybe I should aim for, like, that first. Because I don't want to land right on the pad, otherwise it's just going to launch me right back over. Alright, that's fine. I wonder why they do the launch in one direction, though. It's like that makes it feel like it's one way, but it's really not. Alright, let's go bank all of this stuff. And maybe try out another new weapon. I mean, the grenade launcher's kind of neat. I don't know if I have a good read on how much damage it's doing. And I'm still not sure how you get that one weapon that was, like, behind a mostly closed door, but that might be in the other direction, so let's try the other direction. Okay, what weapon do we want to try? I probably want to do this one. Actually, I'm kind of curious how that compares to the machine gun, so let's go over to here and compare it. It does build up more heat, but also the fire rate is much lower. So, like, I don't know if heat buildup is per shot or if it's, like, a time, you know, like, per second or something. And then the autocannon is supposedly, like, even worse heat buildup, right? Wait, I don't know. That makes it seem like the heat buildup isn't even as bad as this one. But the fire rate is much higher, so yeah, maybe it's per shot. But also, that's explosive rounds. Let's compare the autocannon to the grenade launcher. Not as good on durability. Actually, how are either of them on that? That's actually good on durability. How is that compared to this? That's 115, that's 130, that's actually higher. The 1890 almost feels like it's intended to be a machine gun replacement. The spread's actually way lower. Wait, how does it have a splash radius? Because it is still a tank cannon. It is. I guess it is still explosive technically. I don't know. The only thing about the grenades that I'm wary of is the trajectory. But let's try it. I still wish that I could, like, keep the old weapons that I've created, rather than basically wasting them. Alright, so now we want to try going the other way. I'll probably have to destroy the thing that was over here again. Yeah, it's a little annoying that they say the same things at the same times, which for the tutorial messages makes enough sense. Oh, I thought you blew up. Got the stuff before it disappears. I missed that with the smaller guys. But yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about the whole, like, almost Souls-like nature of enemies respawning. What am I hearing? Oh, it's another one. I think I just hurt myself. Well, I just let that hit me straight on. Alright, that's gone. Did I blow it up? No. It, like, stopped shooting for a second for some reason, but it was not blown up. See if there's anything else here first. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, where is this going? This is the other side of that door. At least I think it is. Yep, it is. We got a system core by going back there. What's up with the yellow? Is that really where I came from before? Oh, that was a schematic. Gatling gun. I like how it's called the BRT, or brrr. We might have to try that. But I don't know if there would have been a way to open that door from that side, because that would be nice, but... Alright, I think we've fully explored things, and there's just the boss left. Access denied from this side. That makes it sound like we would eventually get to the other side, though. Alright, so, I do have another system core. Let's put it into hull durability, given that we're probably fighting a boss next. Oh, wrong menu. And then let's look at the Gatling gun. Extreme rate of fire for barraging targets with a hail of bullets after it has been spun up. It has spin-up time. It has higher durability. It has worse spread, as you might expect. It has crazy fire rate. I would imagine the heat buildup would be intense. Technically less heat buildup, but again, that unit is, like, entirely arbitrary to me. Given the vastly higher fire rate, I don't know whether the heat buildup makes it worse. Yeah, so I don't know whether I want this or not, but I guess it would be interesting to find out. The machine gun has served us well this entire time, though. Alright, let's make our way across the chasms again to the boss fight, presumably. It does make me wonder, though, if this is an entire... Like, is this... Sorry, I bonked the mic. Is this an entire quarter of the game? Because there were 4 AIs, right? I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Oh, that does have a spin-up on it, doesn't it? That hurt a lot, dude. don't believe that you're dead after what happened last time. Oh, no. Okay, no, I think it's dead. Alright, well, I went the wrong way this time anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and bank this, and then we'll... Actually, it kind of doesn't matter, because I'm as equipped as I'm ever going to be. I do feel like the Gatling gun might be a bit of a liability, though. I almost wish there were an option for damage numbers, so I could understand, like, what kind of DPS these weapons are doing. There's another guy on the right side next time. Really want to make sure you're as well equipped as possible going into this, but then you also have to tank damage a little bit here. But then they'll also give you more stuff in here. But yeah, now we're full up again. Alright, yeah, this looks like impending boss fight. Destroy, cleanse, rebuild. That is my purpose. This I must do. Oh, hi. Oh, shit. Well, that's not very nice. Hi, I can't move. It would be nice if I could move. Jump over him. Got it. Oh, it fucking killed my Gatling gun. Well, now we're only using the cannon. So make sure I always face my left side to him. If he's far enough away, you can use the dash. Oh, did we get him? Nope. Oh, yes, we did. He says, now I am one with the cycle. Look at all that scrap, dude. Jeez, we just got, like, over 2,000 scrap. And there's a bunker over there. Oh, I missed one. Alright, well, that was awkward. I should have thought to jump over the guy sooner. And now I actually need to... It's okay, I didn't like that Gatling gun anyway. What is the purple thing? Hang on. No! We don't get to find out what the purple thing... Come on, you can't tease me with the purple thing and then not tell me what the fuck it is. Thank you for playing. This is the end of the demo. Be sure to go back through the levels to see if you missed any tucked away weapons, modules, or unlocks. I think I was pretty thorough. It's possible I missed something in, like, the initial exterior section. Thank you for your time, and be sure to wishlist if you enjoyed playing. Cheers, Scrapper. It seems pretty good. Wait, so what does continue do? Oh, I can find out what the purple thing is. Okay. Reserve slots unlocked. Oh, there you go. And, oh, that's what unlocks the being able to swap the weapon. That makes sense. Okay. And it's just another core. Hull plating. Oh! Okay, so this is another module thing. Like the weapon plating one I found earlier. So I don't know. This seems promising. I almost wish there were a way to, like, reduce... Actually, you know what we should try? Since I'm tripping over myself in scrap at this point anyway. I want to try the other hull and see if it changes the HUD. Let's actually pick... I should have picked this hull going into the boss fight anyway. That would have been smart. So let's do that. And then we need a left slot because my left slot got roasted. Let's put the machine gun back in. And then... So now, instead of unavailable, reserve weapon says destroyed. And now there's actual things here to put stuff into the reserve slots. Okay, that's neat. So we could do, like, that. And then... we could do... the grenade launcher, or we could do the beam again. Now let's do the grenade launcher again. And so, I think the reserve slots operate as, like, strictly left to left, right right. So, like, you can only... You're only ever swapping, like, the machine gun with the Gatling gun here and the cannon with the grenade launcher. Yeah, let me just pop out over here. That was interesting. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. It did change the HUD, didn't it? I think it changed the HUD. I feel like the way that the weapons are oriented is different. Maybe it's just because now we have reserve slots, so you have the stuff underneath it, too. Which are basically unreadable, by the way. Alright, so if I do this... Oh, there you go. Oh, it actually just, like, enlarges the other one in the HUD. It doesn't actually, like, swap their location. Okay. But, yeah, I feel like the weapon names and... ammo, or rather, durability readout text could stand to be made more readable. I'm not necessarily calling for the HUD to be made bigger. I do feel like this HUD feels different, so I think it may have actually swapped it when we switched our mech hull. So that's pretty neat. Oh, could I have actually, like, just stood on one of these while I was fighting the boss and, like... Actually, did these stay up the whole time, or did these go down when I was fighting? Because I feel like there was a lot of open space for it to tear ass around the room with. I wonder if I could have been, like, up here or something, though, and been like, you can't get me up here. That would have required crossing the entire room, though, so good luck with that. Alright. I could go exploring the beginning part of the map again, but I think I should probably move on to other demos. I like this. Let's make sure main menu does actually work now, so that's good. It only didn't work in the mission briefing. And at that rate, yeah, I'm wondering how this is gonna work in terms of, like, are there distinct ends of each map? Are there distinct entry points? Can you revisit old maps again? Like, did this mention anything about being, like, open world or anything? Let me go check the page again. No, it didn't mention open world. So the only thing I'm curious about is, like, how do the maps interact? Because obviously there's presumably at least 4 of them, one for each AI. And that's the other thing, is just, like, how... My favorite question, how does this game scale? In terms of, is this seriously going to be, like, a 4-hour game if you fast-track the whole thing? Or is there more to it than that? I do feel like it took me a while to get used to just, like, navigating, because of, like, how drab the initial, like, wasteland area that you're in is. It can be kind of hard to, like, pick out details in the landscape and whatnot, and between that and, like, having to kind of, like, look around your hull, I think it would be nice to have an option to, like, reduce the HUD, so that you don't have to look through the hull if you don't want to. Like, I feel like, I don't remember if, I think Descent did have an option to, like, turn off the hull. And I think Overload did as well. Obviously, that's slightly apples and oranges because those are 6 Degrees of Freedom shooters, but, like, they had the same thing going on where, like, you know, you had, like, the beams of the hull obstructing part of your view, but there was an option to turn it off. That would be nice. Having an option to, like, reduce or eliminate the screen shake, especially when landing, would be nice. It's a neat little game, though. So, This might go on the wish list because I'm curious how the rest of it plays out. I'm not necessarily expecting, you know, a ton out of it, but I don't know. Seems pretty interesting. So that's Scraps of the Machine, and I think, again, the release date was just like 2026 with no further detail than that.